Alright guys, welcome back. Let's get trolling. So we left off, I really want to get like a full 24-hour session in here at Kuori. I just want to kind of get a better feel of how much silver we're making. Still trying to decide if we want to kind of keep doing what we're doing here at Kuori, or if we should go grind out silver at Berg and Mosquito. Obviously we need to be working on some bigger feeder gear if we're going to ever try to go to Bear. Well, we got to get this fish in a hurry now. Or we're going to get spooled on the other one and lose a hunter lure. So this seems to be the better fish, and now that we have the friction breakup, I don't think we're going to get spooled on the other one. I don't think. We do have to get some food soon, though. Need a cooking night. Still pulling line, isn't it? Yeah, we would have had this in, but we lost all our energy. Alright, there it is. It's an Arctic. Nice one. Almost a disaster, wasn't it? Where's the fish? Ooh. We had a pike on that long? That is scary. That is very scary. Looks like we've off to a good start though. The Arctic and a pike. That wasn't Arctic. It kind of got on there and then it decided to leave. It's very strange. Oh, something's back. Little perch. You know what? Just in case. See, I thought I had this on really high friction. And if it's burning like that, then we might as well not put the other line out just yet. Let's see what this is first. Seems like we have an unusual amount of new people in chat tonight, which is awesome. Oops. Alright, so we're not, let's see. We're almost where we want to turn around. Look at this though, like we've had a great start to the day trolling. If only keep up like this. I guess when you start paying, so it's supposed to be overcast, which would be nice. I'm not sure how long that was on there. I thought I just had the lure at a really different distance, and that's why the angle was so off, but oh, I don't have anything scary planned. Don't worry. I was thinking like doing that fishing we did at Winding. A bunch of people in chat, we all went there together and fished for like dace and bleak and stuff. But that got me thinking, like, what would be the... Maybe next time I start a new series, leveling series, I might take a little different approach of, like, really spend some time thinking about what would be the most efficient thing to, like, save for early on. Like, try to skip as many steps as possible, basically. Like, finding ways to make as much silver as possible without much gear. And upgrading to... like not taking, you know, taking higher, bigger steps as we upgrade or something. I don't know. I never even heard of that fish that person just asked about. What level can we go to the new lake? 22. Oof. Well, the markers are slowing down. We had some good fish like right there at like 5 a.m., didn't we? Five to 6 a.m., I guess. Now we're getting these little guys. That's one thing we miss out on by not using these spinner baits as much, is catching those graylings. If they're hot. I mean, I don't know how hot they've been lately, but this Hunter 3 continues to do really well. Hunter 2 as well. And I'm sure the Hunter 1 would be killing it if we could buy it. Surprised we're not able to see the fish yet. It's like right under there. Ooh, just swam this way. It's trying to run you into the wall. It's another Kuori. Ah. Nice. That's why we use this Hunter. grayling. Might be a little fella, but it's a grayling. I thought I had it on... Oh, you know what happened? There's another fish. Yeah, we've got all kinds of questions to talk about tonight.
COVID-19 is going to affect...
Why are we hearing about COVID-19? So this should go back to borderless. Let's see if this works, guys. Yep. It is working. Is there a little fish on there? There's a savan. How close are we to... Alright, 30 is casting, and then wobbler's 35. Okay. Kind of like the bite rate of this little spinner, though. Let's see. Alright, let's try a new spot here for spinning. Or just casting our lure out. See if it seems as steady as that other spot was. We'll just see how this goes for a minute, because this tends to be the slower part of the day trolling anyway. I think we were doing 30 over on the other spot. You can see it on the bottom. I wonder if it'd be... Yeah, just like a little bit better over the bay here. Let's try this. Then we'll get back to trolling if this doesn't, if we don't do something crazy here. See, we got a very quick jig step from this position. Still not a marker. Alright, let's try it one more time with the other hunter. And then I'll troll. The spot seems okay though. I mean, we're getting bites. Remember, we have no skill points in any of this, which would help. Immediate jig step. Saw that fish come out of nowhere. It's fun to stationary fish again. It's just been a long time. I just want to try this because I want to try it from this side. It's deeper on this side, so let's see if we pull from this side what happens. Jig step might be less interrupted this way. I think it interrupted at the exact same place. I don't know if that's like a change in the ocean floor, I mean the lake floor. Finally got something decent. Wasn't sure if it was going to stay on or not. It's a lake trout. No, it's an Arctic. Alright, okay, we caught a nice one, so let's go again. Running that thing along the bottom. We never got jig step back. How about that? How about that for some fun? Smallest Kuori you'll see today. Good one. We'd love for it to be another Arctic or Kuori, but if it's a lake trout, that's okay too. It's running out of real estate over there against the shore though. Can't be too deep over there, right? It is a Kuori. Nice. Now if we can just land it. It's a little strong, although it's mostly because of our energy. Yeah, it's shallow over here. He doesn't really have anywhere to go. As he takes off and burns up my reel. Shoot. Good grief. We're not even like slowing him down now that he's out of the shallow waters. We did finally get our energy back up, so if we can wear him out, we can get him in. I just can't believe how much distance he got on us so quickly. These Kuori char are wicked. He's getting tired though. So the Arctics are still here. The Kuori char are starting to get a little better. Kuori's doing all right for itself. Up against the side again. Well, whatever size this is, I don't want to catch one any bigger than this. I mean, I just don't know that we would, I think we'd get spooled most likely. You know, I think if this one hadn't been trapped against the shore over there, we'd have had to put our rod down and actually like use our full motor to try to catch up with it. And that gets dicey. I mean, lose a lot of fish that way. He's tired. He's real tired at this moment. Oh, there he goes again. I think we're just going to block him off right here. If we have to flip around again, that's okay. I just would rather him stay on this side of the lake if possible. Let's keep him away from that 15-meter hole, which is pretty much where he is right now. If he were to deep dive again. Nope, don't do it. Just stay right there. Here you go. Right here. Right now. Oh, buddy. Come on. No, don't run again. Ah. Alright, now we got to put it back down, start trolling. Oh, so fortunate. Thought he was going to give it up right there. He's just pulled us all over this lake. If he's like a little 4-kilo one, I'm going to be sorely disappointed. And I'm going to return this Proton Pro 6 or this Proton 6000. Ooh. Come to Papa. Can we make this turn, or are we going to hit this wall again? He's going to go back. He's going to run me into that wall again. These frickin' Kuori char, man. Come on. I don't know what to say. It's a nice one though. 7.8, huh? So that's our new maximum experience, biggest amount of silver. Well, we haven't sold it yet. It will be though. I mean, a nice Arctic char. I think we need to just see, like, what did we make trolling before we add a few crucian gibbles or whatever we're going to catch here. Let's just see what we made trolling. This is one full day of trolling, and we started at, like, what, 4 a.m., 5 a.m.? This is a good... I mean, it'll be a little inflated because we had that really nice Kuori char, but besides that, it's a pretty good testimony of an average day, or a day at Kuori right now. I'm hesitating on how I label it because that Kuori's going to throw it off a little bit, but yeah, that's a 62 silver fish. Still though, 214 silver. I mean, I think if we could reach for averaging 150, and if the Kuori char are biting at all, you know, it's not impossible. And we made well over that this time. All right, so... Oops, that's not what we wanted to do, actually. I want to do that one. All right, we want to go Percy. For those of you missing the bottom fishing, don't worry. Your day is going to come again soon. We will only do so much trolling. What size hook is this? I don't really know where to put them right now. Someone in a message said, hey, why don't you just fish close to the shore and catch, try to catch some crucian gibble stuff. I was like, that sounds like a pretty good idea. Bread. What's the wild card? Worms. Probably worms. For now. See if any of this gets any activity. I don't know. Maybe that's too close to shore. Maybe that's not the best spot. Maybe we should do it right there. I know that in the past, at least down here in all the weeds on this end of the map's really good for this stuff. That's the bread. That looks like a crucian, doesn't it? Apparently it's shadowy because that was a gibble. Alright, there goes the semolina. Also a gibble, but really small. It looks like bread maybe where it's at. I mean, we haven't had a bite yet on those worms. Yeah, bread's kicking it. It's another decent one. Could try sweet dough. Just for a minute. Look at that fish. Checking out that semolina. It looks like a pretty good one. Now he's on. Holy cow. Such an idiot. I totally forgot that was a 3.2. There goes that fish. There goes that fish. Alright. I gotta step away for a second here. We could make one thing of Crucian Gibble ground bait. All right, let's see. This was the sweet dough. We'll give the sweet dough one more chance. So far, bread's been the most consistent, but Semolina was catching a big boy there before I snapped my leader. Okay. 4 pieces over a kilo? Wow. They think highly of themselves at this with this order. All right, Sweet Dough's last chance. Well, it might be a decent one. No, it's not. Although it was a Crucian. That's what saved Sweet Dough, is that we've got those stinking Crucian orders. I don't even see a fish over there. Is it just tiny? How cool is this, huh? Well, that's nice of Random Swarmy. Level 25, offering some bait for people. It's very nice. Alright, so this was Sweet Dough. That's a pretty decent fish. Guys, don't tell anybody, but I really almost feel like I'm ready to start a new leveling series. Is that terrible? We all think less of me? I haven't decided that for sure, but alright, let's look at comments. I just have some like creative ideas of what I might want to do on a new, anyway. Alright, so last night Coach Hero commented on the one from yesterday, one of the ones at Kuori. I'm trying to make a lot of silver to get better gears. The ones I have are too weak. I love your vids. It's what got me start playing the game, and I'm hooked. That's awesome. Yeah, and I feel you, Coach. I mean, I think that's the pressure that all of us feel, is like, how do we make the most silver so we can get some of that better gear? So Toxic commented, try jigging in the deep holes with 2 rods. It's better. Yeah, I've never been a big fan of the 2-rodded jig. I don't know why. It's kind of it just like, it kind of triggers me. So Toxic. I know it's efficient. I know people do a lot of good fishing that way. I've seen a lot of players do that. I tried it one time at Ladoga, and it annoyed me for some reason. Even though it's good, it annoys me. It's like, doesn't feel, it's so immersion breaking. I mean, not that a million other things aren't immersion breaking too, but that whole switching back and forth between spinning reels that you're like, I don't know. It just wasn't for me. I'm not judging anybody that does it. I'm just saying it wasn't for me, for what it's worth. Leon says, stupid question, but how do you precisely match the bait size with the hook size, or at least close enough? That's not a stupid question. That's a great question. And there are no stupid questions, but that one certainly isn't a stupid question. I don't think you can precisely. I mean, I think we have to do trial and error. I think all you can do is like think about, okay, let's say I'm fishing carp with corn. Well, I know a piece of corn, you know, is a good bit smaller than if I'm fishing for carp with like a boilie, right? Especially a like big boilie. I mean, there's different size boilies, but you just kind of know like, okay, so if you're trying to match the bait, maybe with the corn, you use a smaller size carp hook than you would with the boilie. But as far as doing exactly, I mean, I don't think we can know exactly. Yeah, it just depends on the bait. Try to figure out in your mind kind of how big it is, and then the game gives you some information. Like these night crawlers are 5 times the size of redworms and worms, right? So I feel like that's why when we're trying to get these trophy gibbles, it kind of makes sense that we're using so much bigger hooks because the bait is so much bigger. And then these really big gibbles seem to be willing to take that bait. So you just kind of look at everything, and then you look at these tiny, you know, like maggots, casters, bloodworms, bark beetle larvae. These are 1/4 of the size of worms. Well, what are we usually fishing for with these? We usually got like size 20 hooks, and we're going for dace and stuff, right? So, you know, trial and error. I mean, definitely don't be afraid to try stuff. See how the hook size change affects the fishing and the fish size. But I don't think we can know precisely. We just try to make good estimates. Okay, so I want to try something here. Let's try putting P on here. A P, not P, but a P. Hopefully you can distinguish the difference there. And let's just see if this does to roach what it does at mosquito. I'm curious. All right. Nuno says, good job, keep it up. Thank you, Nuno. Gray Cow says, just caught a 10-kilo grass carp on my starter kit feeder rod. It's a 5-kilo setup, so I would like to know how I can know the setup breaking point or the tolerance level in the gear. Well, it's whatever you can tolerate, really. I mean, sometimes with smaller gear to catch the bigger fish, you kind of have to control the circumstances. You've got to be able to buy yourself time to have that fish start to get tired. And so how can you use the environment to control your circumstances? Just in terms of straight strength to fish, if you're not controlling your circumstances and setting it up right, then, you know, I don't know exactly where the breaking point, I guess it's different with every piece of gear, but the fish is going to win a lot of those tests if you don't have ways to mitigate things. What's going on here? That was weird. That was an eyed. Okay, that was the roach line. And then, I mean, on the P, and the eyed got it. So let's drop that friction brake back down just in case. I was really expecting... let's see what's going on over here real quick. Yeah, there's no fish on. So see how as soon as it got to be daytime, which, you know, I'm about to wrap this up, or normally we would be trolling by now, but semolina and bread, for whatever reason, aren't catching near as fast. The crucians and the gibbles over here. Let's try pearl barley right here. Again, I mean, maybe there just aren't roaches here. Maybe we need to throw it a little farther out for the roaches. Not sure what's going on. Let's see what this is. This is on bread, right? We still have one that's bread. Yeah, it looks like a gibble. So far, we have not been able to entice any roach to come over up this far close to the shore. So I don't know if that helps, Gray Cow. I guess, you know, especially with later gear, you end up using it so much longer because it takes so much longer to level, and you just use your nicer stuff for a lot more fishing than you do the lower level stuff that you outgrow pretty quick. So that was a decent little gibble there on bread that came in. So later gear, I feel like I have, like with my steelheads, I just felt like I used to have a really good sense of the power I could get out of those and when I needed to kind of back off a fish and that kind of thing. Skillful says another great vid. Yeah, those Siberia sentence rods are much lighter than the Fortuna, so your energy doesn't drain as much. That's a good point. The rod weight can have a big effect on your energy level drain. Absolutely, especially if you got a big carp on or something. That's why I gave away my Model 1 feeders. They were just too heavy. Interesting. Yeah, I like the Fortuna feeders and Model 1s, but I hear what you're saying. I do struggle with energy loss a lot of times. Jovan says, fish near the shore, you can catch big crucian and gibble. Hey, that's what we've been doing. It was your comment that made me think of trying that instead of going for the rough and white bream. Chobolat says, why not Fishing Planet? It has a huge audience. Just a question. Oh, it's not a bad question at all, Chobolat. I have actually recently downloaded Fishing Planet again. The reason why I downloaded it is a couple days ago they announced a new body of water that they're working on in South America. They're introducing like 18 new species of fish, or 16 or something like that. So I kind of always have an eye on Fishing Planet. Honestly, I just don't enjoy it as much. But I go through phases of being able to enjoy it some. I think overall, for me, RF4 is a superior experience. I just enjoy the actual fishing of it in RF4 a lot more. But Fishing Planet has a ton of content, so there's a lot to enjoy there as well. I think if I was going to play a fishing game a lot and RF4 didn't exist, there's no other fishing game besides Fishing Planet that I've played that could hold my attention as long, if that makes sense. There's other ones that are good, like Ultimate Fishing Simulator. I've played it at times pretty intensely, but there's not the content and the systems, how everything works. It doesn't keep you coming back, or doesn't keep me coming back as much as Fishing Planet and certainly RF4. So that's kind of the overriding thing of what I decide, how I'm going to decide what I play, though, is what I enjoy. I'm not thinking about what game has the largest audience. The only thing that goes into is sometimes that decides what I put on YouTube. If I'm playing a game that just nobody seems to care about, or my audience doesn't care about, then I'm much more likely to still play it. Like, I've played a lot of Jurassic World Evolution. I don't think it's as enjoyable for people to watch me play that as other things on YouTube. So I don't put that many videos up of my time playing that, but I still play it off YouTube. Okay, so I think we've determined that other than that random eye, there's not a lot going on. Is there a clip on this at all? No. All right, let's go, before I wrap it up, let's kind of go like we've been doing for the rough and stuff. Let's see if the roaches are out here, just real quick. So we've got, well, let's change this one first. We've got pearl barley on this one. Let's try pearl barley out there as well. You would think that roach would go after that too. I'm just trying to find a reasonable roach spot here. What else might we try? Maybe cheese. That might be interesting. Got to take the clip off. And we'll just give these baits just a couple minutes here while I hang out with you. We'll go ahead and oh, something on that line already. Which one was this? This is the P. Let's give it a second. Kind of looked like the line moved a little bit to me. Let's see if we did hit any of these. All right, we're one off. How much is that worth? 4 silver. It'd be cool if you get dialed in on crucians. Maybe down the shore would be a better place to do it. But 31 silver for 4 fatty crucians. I mean, that's just so much more money than you would get at Mosquito for that order, most likely. All right, so let's see how we did primarily on trolling. So we ended up with 225 silver. Most of that was trolling, of course. We're replenishing our silver back up to 566. Okay, so This was the pearl barley. My guess would be a roach, but let's see. Okay, white bream, that makes sense. Pearl barley. Guess that makes sense. And cheese, so far nothing. And if I did see this line move, it wasn't a bite. All right. As always, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.